Dogman is a movie I saw last Friday. I saw it actually with a double feature to Companion. I saw Companion in IMAX and I saw Dogman in just regular format. It was great. It was in widescreen, filled up the whole screen. I really loved this movie. I don't know, love is a strong word, but it did kind of open this part of me that's able to accept movies like this that are silly, that are meant for 5-year-olds. This is a movie that's meant for very young children to watch. It's not like The Wild Robot, which is an amazing movie. Dogman is a completely different animal, no pun intended. Can you believe we got Dogman and Wolfman also in the same month? It's interesting. But I think also you gotta take in mind, this is a January release. It's a January animated movie. This isn't coming out in May or the summer or a big time when they want to put the big movies that kids want to see. That's like when they released Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4, Minions. I think this movie honestly was more enjoyable than Despicable Me 4 or Inside Out 2. Definitely more enjoyable than Inside Out 2 and Moana 2. Really just did not like those movies. They were total cash grabs. Just did not like how it just felt like they were just checking off boxes of what, Disney movies should have. I think, though, kind of similarly to Despicable Me 4, this is just beautiful, rampant fun. At least, though, with Dogman, it actually has kind of an emotional arc, which is something I really liked and something that I think the backbone of this movie is really great. Because I'm keeping in mind that this is a movie meant for very young children. This is meant for a 5-year-old, who's going to watch this. I looked behind me. I saw this at 9, 10. Then I saw Companion at 11. There were all kids. I was shocked that at a 9, 10 movie, I guess who else has seen Dogman? But people were bringing their kids. And it was just a lot of fun. The voice cast is really good. I thought that Pete Davidson as the cat was great. I didn't even realize it was Pete Davidson, and I feel really dumb about that because I'd seen him doing promotional material, and for some reason, I didn't recognize his voice, and my mind was telling me, oh, he's probably doing the vocal effects of Dogman, but no, he was the cat. It's a good kids movie. You can criticize kids movies for being bad. I do that a lot. Again, I didn't like Inside Out 2 or Moana 2 because I think it didn't satisfy either audience. I think if you're a young kid, maybe you'll possibly like Inside Out 2, but I think it's not the best version of what you could get. The emotion is kind of there, and the fun is kind of there. It's kind of repeating what the first movie did. Despicable Me 4 was just all gags. It was basically like a Looney Tunes episode, just tons of sketches. It never really went anywhere. It's like they were in witness protection and then they just kind of hide out and do a lot of random shit. Dogman I liked because it has this really simple plot that, if you think about it, it's so rushed. Even explaining it, it's hard to explain. Like a dog and a cop get in an accident, they get blown up, and then they sew the dog's head onto the man's body. And then he becomes this crime-fighting cop called Dogman. He has an arch enemy of this cat. We don't really know why they're arch enemies. They simply just say, oh, this cat had a bad childhood. He was abandoned. And they even get into that a bit, with him having a dad character who comes in for a minute. And again, I could be like, that was pretty underdeveloped, but it's a children's movie. The main focus is on the cat clones himself, and he ends up having kind of like a miniature version of himself. He thinks he's going to get a clone that's his size, but it ends up just being a child. So he basically has to be a father. And then Dogman also kind of bonds with him. And then it becomes kind of a father-son story about overcoming, being the bad guy. I really don't need to overanalyze Dogman. It's a movie called Dogman. The animation is really good. It's really fast-paced. There were some things that I thought were unresolved, but again, it's a kid's movie. I'm not looking for this to be brilliant. It has lots of fun, breaking the fourth wall, Edgar Wright type gags, which I really like. I really like when a movie is creative visually, and the way it goes about explaining things that should make no sense, are funny. It has a couple good gags. It's a entertaining movie, and you can tell they put passion into it. Comparing this to a movie like Flight Risk, even a movie Flight Risk was god-awful, and I really did enjoy Companion, but there was something about Dogman that just felt so full of energy, where Companion, and I really did enjoy that movie, just kind of felt almost by the numbers. Dogman's by the numbers too, 100%. It just has this energy that you can only get in an animated film, and I really do appreciate that. It's only 89 minutes. It was released January 31st. It's not a movie that's going to stand the test of time, but it is a lot of fun. It's sweet, and it's just a good time at the movies. So if you have young kids, definitely take them to this. I don't think, unless you really like animation or you're just in the mood for a fun movie, you could see this. I don't know who else the audience would be, but this is an animated film. Definitely aimed at young kids. I don't think it's going to win the Oscar for Best Animated Film. We have to see what other movies come out this year, but I'd be surprised if it did. It definitely won't be nominated, I'm guessing right now. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much for watching.